Shit happens, man. Shit happens.
So I'm gonna throw this out. No, I'm gonna get it next week.
And remember, I ended up going to the game, so that's why I ended up coming over next week. But we ended up going to the game. And then last week I didn't come over because I was tired.
Shit, last week I was tired.
Yeah, he was tired too. Stay tuned. CP3 coming to you live from At the Bar Radio post game. Stay tuned. Feed coming in a few seconds. I know some folks waiting to jump on and say some things, and I got some things to say myself. So let me get this feed up and running, and y'all bear with me real quick. No video, there's no music. It ain't nothing to celebrate right now. Make sure you tune in to At the Bar Radio, starting at 6 o'clock.
I know. I'm throwing you off.
You are.
All right. See if my man Robbie can share this joint for me. See if he around, and I'll share it after the fact. Probably go ahead and rock and roll in it now. What's up, Mark? I see you already on the feed. What's up, bruh? What's going on? CP3 live from At the Bar Radio coming to you once again. Commanders post game now fall to 1-4 after the third winnable game in a row that the team has found the way to come up on the short end of it. Two solid defensive performances back to back, where it should have led to this team to victories, but some way we find a way to be on the other end of it. Why? I've spoken on it several times. I've spoken on it many times these past couple of weeks, just not online. But yeah, it's time for some real things to be said about Scott Turner. Ron's unwavering faith that he's going to figure things out. I'm starting to lose that faith if I haven't already lost it. I'm tired of seeing 3rd and 1 in shotgun. You got 3 opportunities on the goal line to win the game, and you throw the ball 3 times. And I could give 2 damns about the commentators talking about the timeout that Ron called because of the challenge. Last week he didn't call the challenge. They crucified him for that. This week they did. They still crucified him for that. As a coach, you're not going to win, so all of that BS elsewhere. This falls on the OC. Jack Del Rio, who everybody's been harping on because of his political stuff, 2 weeks in a row, he's had an effective game plan. You got Cole Holcomb, 11 tackles, 4 assists, solid game. Montez Sweat, everybody was calling him out because he hadn't got a sack all season. Got 2, should have had 3 on that questionable call that should have been in the grass when he had the quarterback wrapped up and the referee decided not to blow the whistle, and he was able to flick the ball to the running back on a crucial 3rd down play. Now if Sweat would have threw him down like a rag doll to emphasize the point, that would have been a 15-yard roughing the passer call. But for the first time, and I don't know when, I've seen a referee swallow his whistle when the quarterback is wrapped up with the tackle, grabbing Sweat, trying to get him from throwing the quarterback down, and the referee doesn't blow the whistle. But I'm never going to blame the game on the refs because the refs are refs. That's what they do. Sole onus goes on Scott Turner for 2 weeks in a row. This defense put up solid performances, especially in the first half, to give this team the chance to win if the offense can get out of his own way. Penalties, I'll talk about that later on. Right now, we're talking about the offense, who Scott Turner said that he needed the pieces. Got him the pieces. Seen what Curtis Samuel can do. Seen what the rookie's been doing. Terry McLaurin, you know what he can do. But, yeah, to me, this goes on Scott. Let me get to some of these comments I see already. I can tell this is going to be an interesting post game. What's up, B? Say Carson must be benched next week. I can't even put it on Carson. When your offensive coordinator knows you have a busted interior line and you're still doing 5 and 7 step drops against formidable defensive lines that have very good pass rushing specialists, you're setting your team up for failure. No matter what you do, wait, I'm blocking the camera, right? No matter what you do, you're setting yourself up for failure. So you have to put these players in position to win. You can't continue to put these players out there with all the talent they have with no rhyme or reason. It's a definition of insanity. That's why the 2 weeks I haven't went on, because I'm tired of saying the same things over and over again. I know I'm a little crazy, but I'm not insane. And doing the same thing over and over again, accepting a different result, is the definition of insanity. Let's see what else we got. We got some folks is upset today. Yeah, what's up, sis? How you doing? I hope everything good down there in Florida. You survived those that crazy hurricane and such. But yeah, things got to get better, and they got to do better. Ron was visibly pissed at the post game, which he was last week. But being pissed and doing something about it is two different things. And until he sits Scott down and either show him footage of what real offensive coordinators do, you can be fancy and try to creative and all that other stuff, but sometimes you just gotta line up and run the fucking ball. Simple as that. 38 pass attempts, 17 rush attempts. No balance whatsoever. You are not going to win in the NFL like that. I don't know when Ron is going to say something to him, but it's damn time right now, because 1-4. You got a third place schedule. I had us at least 2-3, 3-2 maybe, but 1-4 can't happen. I don't even know who that is. What's up, Allison? Yeah, I'm tired too. What's up, Lamont? Hope everything good, bruh. You say you ready for the draft already? Man, it's still too early for that, man. It still can be fixed. Like I say, they have the talent. It's just that they the defense is playing, the offense isn't. The offense is on, the defense isn't. We can't get consistency out of this team for some reason. And only thing you got to go look to is the coach. That's the one constant. You've moved players, brought in new players, drafted players, still getting the same result. Jack Del Rio has been coaching his guys up better. The defense has been more effective, but then you give up 102 yards to Derrick Henry. Gave up 90 of that in the first half. They were holding down in the first quarter, but then what happened? Tennessee made adjustments. What happened after that? Washington didn't. This has been a constant. And I've been a fan of Ron Rivera. I've been defending him for a minute. But I'm not going down the same road I went down with Jay Gruden. I wasn't a Jay Gruden fan, but I rolled with him because he was the coach, because I had a tiny bit of faith that he could figure things out. Now with Coach, with him being a football guy, I figured it wouldn't take this long for him to put his foot down and to put his foot on folks' throat. This isn't a knock on him, and I'm not saying that because of him in his fight with cancer last year, he's lost some of his fire or intensity, but that's what I see, in my opinion. Some folks take it as you will, run with it. I get it, but I don't see that same intensity that I saw in Carolina when he had that team, the way he had that team playing. Granted, he didn't have some of the issues that we've had over the last 3 seasons, COVID and all the other craziness, but football is football. And soon enough, they got to figure things out, because when your players start having penalties and not performing the way they should on the field, most of the times because they've lost faith in the coaching staff, or they're no longer buying into what the coach is saying. And I said, depending on the results of this game, where I would fall at, I see the effort. It was still a winnable game. They still found a way to lose the game. Had some undisciplined play with penalties. I still can't give an answer right now. I can't say if the team is, because I see the fight. I see the will to still win. So I can't say that they haven't bought in or they've lost faith in the coaches. But I'm waiting till one of these players. That's the only catch about having a young roster. nobody's going to go to the coach and say something that when they need to be checked themselves. Because coaches need to be checked too, not just players. And if you had that veteran that, like, hey, coach, we need to, go talk. Like, hey, these calls you calling some bullshit. We need to do something about this. We got too much talent, and you're not calling plays to our strengths. And that's what I see. I was listening to Doc Walker on the pregame, and he said he feels it's more execution by the players, which it is. But I feel if week 1 you call 6 screens, effective, got the ball out of Carson's hands quick, moved the chains, got into your playmaker's hands. Last 4 weeks, you've called a combined of 8 screens total. It's like feast or famine. It's all or nothing. Antonio Gibson hasn't had more than 14 carries in the game this season. When the numbers show when he gets 20 carries or more, the team is like 9-2, 10-1. But how often does that happen? It doesn't. Because Scott Turner wants to be Jay Gruden 2.0. He doesn't like to run the ball. He wants to line up in 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and a running back, and try to throw the ball all over the field. Even when you have a beat-up interior offensive line, you have a quarterback that's not mobile. Hey, let's still do 5-step drops and throw the ball down the field 60 yards. He got the arm. He can do it. We got the speedy receivers. Yeah, but you don't have the time because your offensive line is beat to hell. And we've said it over and over and over on this show. Run blocking is... Hey, man, we got calls coming in and everything. That might be Ron calling me now and telling me to get off there, man. Who knows, man. But see, call him back. But it's sometimes it's just X's and O's, man. It's not about outthinking the game or changing the game or outthinking your coach and all that. Sometimes you just got to line up and just beat the other man on the field. And they're not giving the team an opportunity because run blocking is an offensive lineman's friend, especially a third-string center that you just signed off the street 2 weeks ago. Well, not off the street of the practice squad, but still he wasn't on the active roster. And you're doing 5-step drops. You seen the man is having problems getting the snap off in shotgun formation. What do? You continue to run in shotgun. A smart OC would say, hey, they don't have the chemistry. He's getting bad snaps off because of the pressure. Let's put Carson in the center more. No, this gene still continues to do shotgun snaps in crucial situations. I don't get it, man. I don't. I need answers. I need in that press room. Need to start a petition, y'all. Get me in there. They don't want me in there, but I got to get in there. Let's see. It says starting the next man behind his O-line changes. Are they talking about quarterback change? I'll even, step into that a little bit, but Taylor Heineke. If you do put him in, you do gain mobility, but you lose arm strength and accuracy. Granted, Carson hasn't been accurate this year either, but you got a lot more 50-50 balls than you have coming from Carson. Granted, he has more speed. He has more talent than he had last year. Before I was against it, but right now, with the way the offense is looking, it might need a spark. If that's something they might need to do, especially on a short week, Chicago, Thursday, I wouldn't be mad at it. Honestly, I wouldn't. He knows the offense. He's mobile. And for some reason, which I don't understand, Scott likes to move the pocket for him. Scott rolls the pocket for Taylor all the time. Why won't you roll it for Carson? Which buys him more time. He's not in the same spot, a stationary target. So they can just tee off on him like they've been doing the last 2 games where they had, 16 sacks combined in 2 weeks. This week he didn't get hit that much. Well, didn't get sacked that much. But still, put him in a position where he can win. But then for the mobile quarterback, you move the pocket for him. But for the statue, you set him in there in 5-step drop. I don't get it. Let's see who else. Said I got some echo, Robbie. I appreciate it. Let me see. Let me switch that up. Maybe hopefully that fix it. I forgot when I switch up on this side. That should fix my feedback. I forget whenever I switch studios. I got to switch my digital sometimes. Yeah, Allison, I don't know why they're allergic to making adjustments. They only like to make them at halftime instead of on the fly. Oh, speaking of that, I got to call out Scott Turner punk ass on going back to the booth when he announced at the beginning of the season, during preseason, that he would be on the sideline because he wants to be, closer to the players, to get a better feel, to have, better communication with his quarterback, and, to get a feel for the game. So you were in the booth, you didn't really feel that you had a feel for the game. You come down to the sideline for 4.5 weeks, don't have the feel there, then you go back to the booth. What does that tell you, Scott? What does that tell you? You don't got a feel for shit. That's the problem. And my problem is that Ron doesn't recognize that. So I'm not sure. I said the coach's presser a few minutes ago, he had excuses for everything. He said it's I mean, granted, it is a process, but we see other teams like the Giants. They were supposed to be the bottom of the division. They 4-1. They pulled the upset over Green Bay today, which I saw coming, but I didn't. I did take it in my thing, but I should have put some money on it. But they got a new coach this year. Last year they looked horrible. Daniel Jones looked like a joke. This year he looks like a solid quarterback leading a 4-1 team. Why can't we have that here? A lot of folks talk the Daniel Snyder curse stuff. Cool, I get it. Cool. This is more than the owner. This is players, coaches, and a disconnect. Something isn't connecting between what we're hearing and what we're seeing. And that's why I need answers. And we're not getting them from these soft media folks. They have some decent questions today in the presser. And coach, he's pissed. Last week he dropped the F-bomb twice. So, he was more reluctant to say anything because he didn't even realize he dropped them until after the fact. But, yeah. Let's see. I said Ron is wearing a headset hearing the play calling and he isn't videoing. Time for a change. I can't argue with that, Tom, because, something has to be done. You can't keep on doing the same shit and thinking that it's going to continue to, it's going to, all of a sudden, the flip going to switch and it's going to start working. The NFL, it's not. It's not going to happen. Other team gets paid, too. I said this was going to be a short one, but I got a feeling it's not going to be because you guys got a lot of questions, a lot of comments, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know y'all gonna be watching any other post game, but y'all checking me out because, the frustration is real. Said Jonathan's answering about the chemo thing. Said someone in his life went through chemo. They were so foggy, it's unbelievable. That Ron's back to coaching as soon as he is. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Anything's possible, man. Especially with being a football coach, all the long hours you got to put in, all the thought process and everything. That's something that's possible. Because, like I said, I don't see the same coach I saw before coaching before. I don't see the aggressiveness. I don't see the hunger that we used to see. And he said earlier, on the sidelines and stuff, you don't get to see that. What's in the locker room and behind closed doors, which is true. But sometimes I want to see you flip over that water cooler on the sideline when the team playing some shit. I want to see, they benched William Jackson today. I didn't get a chance to pay close attention to him. A lot of the folks have been talking about it. But he's a man corner. And we run 65% zone, which I never understood. Why would you pay this man to be a man corner and you got him playing zone most of the time? He's been a man corner his whole career going back to high school. And now you want him to switch up and then think he's supposed to be effective at it and then get mad when he blows the coverage. There's head-scratching things like that I don't get. But, what can you do? Watch, be optimistic, and hope things get better. What's up, Dan? What's going on, sis? Yeah, run the ball. First and goal on the 2-yard line. Exactly. That's the same thing I said. They were talking about the timeouts. Run the ball with 13 seconds left. You don't get it, spike the ball. Third and fourth down, you can pass the ball. You still got time left. So, I'm not sure why Scott Gruden wants to throw the ball all the damn time, but, 3 passing plays. No run attempt whatsoever. And you got Brian Robinson back. You got Gibson. You can throw a screen, shovel pass, anything. This man wants to Do a 3-step drop and throw the ball in the end zone. Let's see. So you hate calling for jobs, but something major has happened. They need to start sitting people or firing people. Yeah, I said when they fired Sam Mills at the beginning of the season with the defensive line and said they didn't see eye to eye, I thought that was a sign of things that would come. But the more and more Ron has faith that they can right the ship and, you know, tweak things and get things better, I'm feeling as the longer they're going to be in this same funk and doing this, you know, losing the same ways. Like I said, I don't care about winning pretty. I'll win ugly every week. I don't care about a pretty 14-point win, put up 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and all this. And as long as you got one more point than the other team when the clock reaches 000, I could give a damn how you win. Just win. And that's what it comes down to. All the other noise, all the other BS will get silenced if you win. By losing and playing the way that they played this season, inconsistently, not full games, not showing up for the first half, getting shut out in the first half. Oh, my camera's getting on my nerves. It's blowing me. Yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up soon, folks. My camera's acting a real dickhead right now. But, look like everything's still going good, though. All right. Let's see. Ron wants to down the hill with his coaches and is not helping players. Starting to feel that same way, too, Sif. Starting to feel that same way, too. Let's see. All right, so we use each running back a different down. Yeah. For some reason, he doesn't want to run the ball. I don't know why. He said he runs zone. Why do we pay the man in the corner? I don't know, Jonathan. That's the same thing I want to know. And nobody's asking that question. I actually did hear a reporter dance around it last week a little bit, but nobody's holding them accountable. Oh, my camera's being a dick right now. All right, on that note, I guess that's my cue to get off the air because for some reason my camera's being a dick. But I appreciate y'all checking me out. I'm still bringing you the post-game lives after every game, win, lose, or draw. Y'all know I'm taking a little hiatus from Sports on the Hill, so make sure you tune in tomorrow night with Robbie, Dujanay, DC's People Champ, and we probably have some other folks on too, breaking down this game some more, giving their take, and guess they'll probably be doing some hockey. I believe the preseason just ended. Capitals won last night 4-3 in overtime. Hockey season should be starting right around the corner. And I guess they might be doing some baseball. I'm not sure. I know Robbie hasn't really following baseball. I'll check with him. But tune in. You know they're going to have a great show as always. Make sure you tune in for At the Bar Radio starting around 6 o'clock. Hopefully I have my camera situation taken care of by then. If not, you know I still got a way around it. Tune in. Another great show talking sports, politics, entertainment news as always, and independent music. Going to play the best videos around, have some fun, sip some drinks, and who knows whatever else we all might end up doing. But as always, appreciate you checking us out. DC Sports Without the Politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do. CP3, live from At the Bar Radio, and I'm out.